Okay, people, I need to get this video in right now because if I don't do it now, I'm pretty much not going to. It is now 9:07. It is February 20th, okay? Thursday night. So, let me talk about what I've seen. I'm not going to do like a raw breakdown, or I just want to just talk about some things. And professional wrestling, I'm going to make a mention about some things because it's things I want to cover with. Let's just go with Raw, for example. Okay, just the WWE format right now. Honestly, the WWE doesn't feel like kick-ass cinema. We know that it's all scripted. We know that it's a work, it's an act, it's a show, but it doesn't feel like kick-ass cinema. It feels like Broadway. It just doesn't have that authentic wrestling. Let's watch some kick-ass wrestling. It just doesn't feel like that, man. It just has this, let's come out and talk some more and get in our feelings and talk some more. It just feels like a bunch of children. Remember the show in Living Color when they used to do like the Homie the Clown scheme when they would do that set and they had grown adults playing children? That's what this feels like, man. We can all sit and look at things. Like, for example, I saw something happen on AEW that looked terrible, which was Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford after they, beat down Chris Statlander. They would, Megan Bayne got the win due to Penelope Ford's interference, and they started beating her down. Now, Thunder Rosa runs out with the chair. Now, we all know what was supposed to happen. Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford were supposed to jump out the ring and run. But they didn't run. And they stood there, and Penelope Ford even grabbed the chair. Then what I'm looking at, I'm like, what the fuck? What are y'all doing? I'm thinking there's some personal issues there. You don't even have to miscommunicate. This is a situation, you're trained to do this. Did you know this? Okay, they run in the ring with the chair, you run out the ring. Okay? But they stood there and they no-sold this shit. They just basically, like, it just looked really stupid, man. It looked really stupid. So I'm sitting there like, what the hell did they, why did they just do that? This is why there's no room for personal beef in professional, right? Really anything, man. Because when you have to work with the person, sometimes people just go into business for themselves, and they would do something to fuck a program up. They would do something that make people go, what the fuck? And that was one of those moments. Because I'm sitting there watching this shit, and I'm like, why the fuck did they just do that? And I'm thinking that maybe it's just something personal there, man. I think maybe Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford like really don't like Thunder Rosa. Maybe something happened. These people, they wrestle at different shows. They're on the road together. Sometimes shit just happens, but it's a bad look for the show, man. Like that segment, that part right there looks so fucking stupid. Like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Why would you grab the chair? Why would you not jump out the ring? So this is what I'm believing, and a lot of times, you have people that they really don't like each other. They don't get along. And the first thing that people, that came out of people's mouths was, they need to fire Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. It's like, okay. Now, I'm saying that to say this. A fuck up is a fuck up. And I'm not going to cover up for it regardless to what company it is. I don't do that kind of shit. But for you fucking WWE fans, y'all need to shut the fuck up. Because WWE has been giving us pure trash, garbage, child logic bullshit, and you guys are like, yeah, and she did that, he did this. We keep getting rematches. We keep getting fucking old feuds started back up again. Like, we've seen this shit already. Why the fuck do we keep getting the same things? Look, I really don't know what the fuck Triple H is thinking. Before Vince McMahon left, 1 minute everybody want Vince back in office. They get Vince back in office, then all of a sudden, a couple months go by, they want Triple H back. They want Vince back. They want Triple H back. They need to bring Shane McMahon back. They bring Shane back. Shane don't know what he's doing. We need Triple H back. Oh, Triple H don't know what he's doing. We need Stephanie. I mean, it's like, what? People just just back and forth with, they want this, they want that. They don't know what the fuck they want. Let me say this, man. I've been watching this shit since I was a fucking kid. And every era of time with wrestling, that wrestling always has up and down periods where sometimes the shit's amazing and sometimes it's incredibly stupid, and sometimes you sit there puzzled trying to figure out what the fuck you just watched. And it's like, okay, it's a show, it's not that serious. But let me just say, as someone who grew up loving to watch this shit, I really don't understand the mindset. Like, how do you put this shit together and think that this is what the people want? It's always going to be subjective because, like, example, I can tell you this. The people in the audience that's sitting there, holy shit, or this is awesome, right? Then you got the people watching this shit home going, okay, all right. Now, let me just say, every company has its ups and downs. Every company has situations where there's certain things or certain wrestlers you don't want to see, or you don't really care for, or whatever. Okay. You can put on a good show. It doesn't mean that if you saw some things you didn't like, that the show itself wasn't good. But this right here is just awful. Let me look. Guys, let's look at when, for example, when Adam Copeland started the Judgment Day. People had the feeling that this was the Brood all over again. They finally turned on Adam Copeland. It looked like Finn Balor was the leader, right? Okay. They looked like some gothic, demonic type, hardcore type of group. With Finn Balor being the leader, Damian Priest being like second in charge, and of course Rhea Ripley, the first lady of the group, and was like the voice of the group. Dominic Mysterio, a little simple bitch, as usual. All of a sudden, they went from that to like start wearing these little purple towels or whatever, little band or whatever. And I'm like, okay, I struggle to understand what the fuck the Judgment Day was supposed to be. What is this group supposed to be? And they no longer had that same look, or like, they're goofy, they're silly, they're arguing with each other. Like, that hasn't changed. And I'm just trying to understand, like, what the fuck is the Judgment Day? Why are they even called the Judgment Day? Because when Copeland was there, they had a different mission. They had a whole different approach. And like he's saying, wrestlers that's been lied to and misguided, we want you here. There's room for you here. Wrestlers that can't get their careers going because the politics and all of these things, and we're here to open your eyes. And so typical bad guys want to try to recruit people and get okay, we get it. But they had a mission statement and they had a different approach then. And then all of a sudden, they went from the Judgment Day to like looking like the fucking Ravens flock or some shit. I just don't understand what the fuck they're supposed to be. Now, they're still the Judgment Day, but every time you turn around, they're arguing about stupid shit. And it's so elementary. It's like, listen, first of all, Carlito, what if this motherfucker's like 45 years old? He's the oldest one. And somehow he's a fucking goofball. He's a joke. Dominic Mysterio, when was the last time he won a fucking match? He can't beat anyone. Raquel Rodriguez is the biggest fucking failure. She does nothing but stand there with her arms crossed with this smug look on her face, supposed to be the enforcer for Liv Morgan, but she basically does nothing. They have a horrible winning streak. What have they done as a group? What's the purpose? It's like, let's put people in groups just so we can give them TV time. But they're not going to do anything that people are going to care about. And I'm watching this, and it's like they're just a bunch of misfits. Carlito's sitting there complaining about playing a video game, having to pay for DLCs, and I'm just sitting here watching this shit like, who are they making this for? Like females and little kids? I don't understand. Like, I don't understand what the fuck the writing is. This is like some Broadway shit. Like, I don't understand what the fuck is going on, man. I just don't. And I'm watching this shit. I watch Ivy Nile come out. Before she even got in the ring, she's talking to her two stablemates, and I'm looking at them, and they're a bunch of clowns and goofballs. And I'm looking at Ivy Nile. She's smiling and joking now, and I can't remember the last time that Ivy Nile won a match. So once again, whatever the fuck they call themselves and shit. Now, the last time we saw Chad Gable, he says he has to go away for a while. And when he comes back, he wants to see some gold around the waist of, his team, his team. Another group that's not worth shit. They're just there. Ivy Nile. Let me tell you something. Before Jordan Grace came over, which, by the way, hopefully she keeps Jordan Grace, man. I mean, whatever she does is her business. Because her name, I don't know if you guys saw her X account, that her name is supposed to change to Trill London. Trill London. I'm like, what? Where do they come up with these stupid fucking names? The name doesn't even have a fucking meaning. It's just some stupid name that they think. Trill London. Let's go with that. Like, no. How about bullshit? That's what that is. But anyways, so Ivy Nile was like WWE's version of Jordan Grace. They're around the same size, very similar builds. She just has a kick-ass look. She comes with a chain on her neck. Now, it's like I said the other day, one of the last videos I made where, like, why the fuck does everybody come into the WWE smiling? They're coming into the building. They're not looking like wrestlers getting ready to, okay, I'm focusing on my match. They're smiling and shit, making a little silly face. I mean, it's like, what the fuck is this shit? Man, you're not going to see any intense shit. You're not expecting to see anything other than goofball shit. And I'm watching this shit, and I'm just not feeling it. Like, why? You guys are coming here. Imagine the fucking Undertaker coming to the ring smiling. Imagine the fucking Ultimate Warrior coming to the fucking ring smiling. I don't know what they're doing. Why they think that this is what the fuck we want to see. But, so anyways, look at CM Punk, man. I mean, imagine if CM Punk and Seth Rollins were in AEW right the fuck now, wrestling over a fucking bracelet. Every one of these fucking people will be going, look at what AEW did to CM Punk. This motherfucker's in there fighting for a bracelet. I mean, just every fucking thing that I see happening, I'm trying to understand why. Braun Breaker, an ass-kicking machine. When is the last time this dude wrestled, man? He comes out, and it looks like he's about to spear Dominic Mysterio. He goes in there, and I know AJ winds up making a fool out of him, and Braun Breaker just comes out. I really don't understand what's happening. Tiffany Stratton, I'm looking at her. She's done much of nothing since she's won that title. Rhea Ripley's done much of nothing since she's won her title. What the fuck is the WWE trying to do? And once again, if this is that whole bullshit policy or mindset of we're trying to keep them healthy, we don't want them to get injured, man, look, shit is going to happen, and I get it, but these shows are garbage. I just got to be real. I grew up watching this shit, and this shit is garbage. It's complete trash. Complete trash. What the fuck are they giving us? And I held off on making this video. And I'm like, nah, let me get it out. Because, look, I don't know what the fuck the uniforms are for, but Bianca Belair and Naomi come out to the ring dressed like fucking cheerleaders and shit. And Nick Aldis comes, and they're talking about the fucking tag team championships, and he has footage, and it shows Liv Morgan and Raquel walking away. And I'm sitting here like, so you're going to tie in winning championships versus, okay, so wait a minute. So somebody jumped my brother, kicked my brother's ass, and I'm sitting here focusing on, doing this or that, and I'm focused on the title, and no. First of all, why wouldn't Nick Aldis or Triple H be the one doing this investigation and say, no, we're going to get to the bottom of this? It's like, okay, let me show you what I saw. Now it's up to you to do whatever it is you're going to do. What the fuck? Like, I'm trying to understand this shit. Look at the other week when Charlotte fucking Flair came out. And Tiffany Stratton was in the ring. She got beat the fuck up by Nia Jax. She got jumped or whatever. So they left Tiffany on the floor, right? They're in the ring trying to keep Nia Jax from squashing her like a bug. They're in there trying to separate her, but then they just end up leaving her laying on the floor. Nobody escorted her out. So this segment was so stupid because they left her laying there. So it's apparent, Charlotte's going to come out and approach her afterwards. Stupid fucking storytelling. You want to know what should have happened? Charlotte Flair could have came out with the fucking chair, or she could have came, so she don't make Nia and what's the other one, Candice LeRae look like complete buffoons. She could have came out with a chair or something, and they get out the ring, and she basically spared them and just go to the same old, hey, I want you 100% because I choose you at the Elimination Chamber or whatever, simple or whatever, WrestleMania or whatever the fuck they're gonna fight. No. They're stopping. They filled the ring up with all these different people pleading with Nia Jax to get off of her, but they to not, to continue to attack Tiffany Stratton, just to leave her laying on the fucking floor. I mean, I'm sitting here going, wow. And you WWE diehards are always talking shit about AEW. Oh, I don't watch MLW. I don't watch this other shit. Oh, it's all garbage. Oh, the only company's the WWE and all this shit. You might as well get a WWE logo with a pair of ball sacks and a penis right tattooed on the side of your fucking face going right to your mouth, because you guys applaud anything. I just got to be honest with you. You guys applaud any fucking thing. I'm watching this shit and I'm going, wow. And you guys are complaining about other companies, but you make it seem like what the fuck the WWE is doing is some grand shit. This is bullshit, man. Let me tell you something, man. I got sick of watching Roman Reigns walk to that ring, raise his finger up in the air, and say, "Acknowledge me." I just got old. It got corny. It got boring. But I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Cody Rhodes' reign is trash, and I'm not saying at all I want to see Roman as champ again. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying Roman Reigns. We went from his title reign being what it was to fucking a worse title reign. At least, and Roman was barely wrestling. He was barely wrestling. Now they're saying he's injured. Now we don't know if that's bullshit, just to keep the fans from going crazy, because if he's really injured or whatever, then he can't wrestle. I don't know. But what's up with John Cena, man? John Cena wants to be champ of the world again. John Cena didn't win the Royal Rumble. Chances are he's going to win the Elimination Chamber, because if he doesn't, then all this talk about his 17th championship reign and, him doing the Cena tour and all that. Now, it's funny because over in AEW, Jeff Jarrett was, doing his thing, and then they come up with this John Cena shit. But bottom line is, anyway, for John Cena, where's he been? So it's listen, guys, this is crazy. It's just like their storylines are just trash, man. It's like, do you even care about wrestling anymore, man? Like if you're gonna sit here and be so heavily into stories, could you make it interesting? So when we're watching this shit, we want to watch it. Not just, let's just see what bullshit they came up this week. Because this is where I'm at right now. Like, how the fuck do you go from having monsters like Brock Lesnar in the ring? I mean, Roman had to cheat to beat Brock Lesnar. He couldn't beat Brock straight up. So even though he got the win, he couldn't beat him straight up. Well, how do you go from having a Roman Reigns, having a Brock Lesnar? How do you go from these type of people? I see this guy, Kaiser, look like a fucking game show. He like a fucking infomercial salesman. I'm looking at this little dude like, that little goofy haircut, everything. Like, what are we watching, man? What is this shit? This fucking guy that they have feuding with Penta look like some little fucking skinny caveman or some shit. And I'm looking at this, and I'm like, what? Okay, let me tell you how you can tell. Okay, whenever a wrestler isn't seen as the very top level. When you come into a company, you come into the WWE and you're beefing with guys that's not even mid-card, and you're having a feud with them, they don't see you as, and I'm saying, I don't see, what I'm seeing with the WWE, they don't see Penta the way Penta fans do. So, I don't see them, they're not looking at Penta like he's top level. He would, not have such a hard time beating this guy that I don't understand. I just don't understand, like, what the fuck is actually happening. This is, and Drew McIntyre several weeks ago had the nerve to stand there and tell Cody, this is better than the Attitude Era. This era right here, and you're the one leading the charge. I'm like a motherfucker who barely wrestles. What's the other fucking guy holding the fucking belt? Gunther. This fucking guy. It's something, it's like wrestling just doesn't even matter anymore. It's like they, for some reason, they're so big on, they keep doing the same things now. Every week. Now we know Jey Uso, this is how they want his entrance to be from now on, for however long, where he starts from, up on the floors, and he walks up and he comes out into the crowd and he's doing his little arm raise shit and his yeet, yeet, yeet shit. At some point, listen, your character, your these little gimmicks and all that shit, it's not going to be enough to carry you, man. You got to deliver in the ring. And they got Jey Uso, who has to be at least early 40s at least, or almost close to it. And all this motherfucker do, every single interview, ever since he won the Royal Rumble, he comes out there with this confused, dazed look on his face, like he's still nervous or scared, like he has to psych himself up to believe he can win. Man, you've been wrestling for how many fucking years now? You've been a tag team champion how many fucking times now? So now all of a sudden on a singles run, somehow you just didn't get, aren't you the same guy that beat Roman Reigns? But now all of a sudden you're not sure if you can beat fucking Gunther. It's just like he just doubts himself. And for his posture, for his age, he's like a fucking teenager trapped in a grown-up's body. I don't see this shit, man. I don't understand, like, this childish, this bullshit that they're doing. I just don't get it. He's not, he's going to do this, he's going to do that, but it's like he got a psych him. It's like his body language is showing you, his facial expression, like, I have to psych myself to believe that I can really do it, and I could beat these guys, and it's like, wow, okay. So, you are a veteran in this shit, but you just don't fucking have belief in yourself. How come Jimmy's not walking around with that same mentality? You guys are not babies. You're grown-ass fucking men. I saw Moose come out on NXT, and he's face-to-face with, I forget, the Oba Finney or whatever, and I'm like, okay, maybe this could lead to something. Okay, whatever. Cool. Moose comes out. All right, cool. But there's very few things that I've seen from NXT to SmackDown to Raw that I even cared about. I'm just watching, Jordan Grace comes over, she's over. It's a type of shit where, honestly, I do not understand how these people can talk and brag about the amount of experience that they have at these jobs and what they're doing and their vision for the WWE. The WWE is this and that. Look, they have dropped off with ratings from the very first week up to now. You go from 6 million to 2.9. I put the graph up and showed you guys before. I don't care about ratings. I don't really care about them. The only reason that I even, and I'm not going to go to pull up to show you shit, because that's not my focus. Professional wrestling is not taken serious because it's not produced in a way for people to see it like it's like a first priority type show. Let me explain. When you watch the NFL, you watch the NBA, you watch baseball, you watch hockey, whatever, you know you're watching an actual sport. There's no storyline. Okay? It's just a sport. When you watch professional wrestling, you're looking for wrestling, but because of the WWE story, everything's story. When other companies don't invest that type of time into storytelling, you have more casual fans now than anything else in almost everything. So what they assume is that they're not doing it right. Something that they're not doing it because WWE come out and talk for 22 fucking minutes, every show. WWE does, and that's what they base everything on. This shit is garbage, man. This shit is trash. It's you see, here's the thing. They tell you something and they reveal something in the story. Like people say shit like, every fucking year Tony Khan always say this is the biggest event. Do fucking people in the WWE not tell you the same thing? The biggest WrestleMania of all time, the biggest SummerSlam of all time, the biggest Survivor Series. They say the same shit every fucking year as well. But it's so funny because it's always a let's talk shit about Tony and everybody else. Every fucking day somebody's posting shit about AEW and Tony Khan. You Google search everything, stuff you're not even looking for, it pops up, and it's always somebody trying to find something negative to say. But then, when people get sick of what WWE is doing and they speak about the things like I'm doing, oh, people are hating. Yeah, we hate this dumb shit they're doing. What do we gain out of just hating on the company? It's a stupid comment to make because it's like, you guys open your mouth to criticize everything. It's just when it comes to WWE, let's overlook everything. Were you surprised that Charlotte Flair chose Tiffany Stratton? The last fucking thing they need is to have a whole nother Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley. That was a passing of the torch match. When Rhea beat Charlotte in the first place. Charlotte comes out, she's talking to all these female wrestlers like they're little children. She's talking to them like they're, it's one of these things where it's just like, okay, she needs to lose to Tiffany Stratton. And here's the thing about it. Tiffany Stratton just beat Nia Jax. She got that belt. Okay? I don't like Charlotte. I don't really like Charlotte Flair at all. If I don't see her wrestle, it doesn't bother me. I like Nia Jax as a wrestler, okay? Tiffany Stratton beating Nia was enough. How many fucking passing of the torch matches are you gonna have? That's what they're building this shit up to be. They make it seem like Tiffany Stratton, got the belt by default or something, and then now she has to prove herself. No. She's going into this shit looking like a little weak underdog. Charlotte is talking like she's not even taking her serious. Okay. The funny thing about Tiffany Stratton's character is she face or heel? We don't even know what the fuck she's supposed to be. Charlotte comes out at first like she's face, then boom, all of a sudden in the same promo, she's heel. She comes out again, and it's like, what the fuck are they supposed to be? It's just all over the place, and it's just not entertaining. AJ Styles comes back. We hear that his contract is up soon. He claims he wants to end his career in WWE. A lot of these people say that, but then all of a sudden they end up popping up in AEW because they just wasn't ready to let it go yet. But, you know, since AJ's been back, he's been getting cheered. Before AJ left, AJ was getting booed. AJ was coming to the ring with no crowd reaction whatsoever. And that's usually an indication of when people they're just cheering something just to cheer. But overall, it's like, oh shit, all of a sudden AJ comes back. Now it's scream for AJ. Okay. I don't know what they're going to do with Braun Breaker, man. Because one thing's for sure. If Braun Breaker loses to AJ, it doesn't help him. He needs to win against guys like AJ or Randy Orton, or these guys. He needs these wins, or his title reign means nothing. But yet he does much of nothing. Back to Jade Cargill's situation. You mean to tell me Nick Aldis finally finds some footage? Now he's not sure, but they were the ones that walked away. Here's what's crazy about it. They didn't fucking walk away like they're leaving the scene of a crime. They just walked the fuck away. Like they just came from the fucking bathroom or some shit. Like, but you don't think that's something that Nick Aldis and Triple H would fucking investigate? And since Nick Aldis is the on-screen character, don't you think he'd be investigating this shit? Instead of leaving it to the hands of the wrestlers, like, okay, just go confront them and see what they tell you. But this is what I saw. This shit was so stupid. This was so weak. And I told you, like, this story is so fucked up. And the funny thing is, the crowd, when they showed it up on the screen and they see Liv Morgan and Raquel walking away, you get people go, oh, what? How fucking, let's look at it. How intriguing is this? Little fucking Tiffany Stratton versus Big Jade Cargill. Okay, and they did it for what reason? What could Tiffany Stratton and Raquel Rodriguez possibly say in a storyline that makes you even give a fuck about why they attacked Jade Cargill? What's the purpose of what? And then you got to look at the position that they were in before when this attack happened. It makes no sense. It doesn't even add up. But my point is, the person investigating, trying to get to the bottom of it, isn't the one confronting people. So it's not even a part of the storyline where we're going to look at who did what. We're going to investigate these people and we're going to... No. It just ends up being, I'm going to go to Bianca and Naomi so they know that I didn't forget about this case. And then I'm going to tell them what happened. I'm going to show them the footage. Then what? So do you fucking think Jade Cargill, it's a good idea for them to bring her back where she's coming back talking about a championship, or whether it's a singles or a tag? Or you don't think that her coming back is simply, first things first, I'm going to get revenge on who attacked me? First and foremost, do you think she gives a fuck about it? Now imagine her standing here going, look, girl, I know that you want that tag match now, the tag title now. Naomi, no disrespect to you, but I never lost the title. When I left here, before I got attacked, me and Bianca was champions. I appreciate what you did and stood by my girl, and you got the belt, but I never lost the belt. And then I was attacked. So what I'm going to tell you is, you go on and continue on your journey as trying to seek the tag team championship. I got to figure out who attacked me, or I'm going. Wouldn't that sound stupid to you? And I'm just saying this shit because, saying it this way, because if someone attacked you, okay, I don't give a fuck. Let's go, if it's a movie, if it's a soap opera on TV, if it's a fucking cartoon, I don't care what it is. you always, like, you want to go and get revenge on that person that attacked you. And all I keep hearing is people talking about Jade Cargill coming back at WrestleMania or Elimination Chamber. What do y'all want to see Jade do? Come back at a fucking pay-per-view where the stories unfold there. The storylines, that's where, okay, Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, NXT, this is where the shows where we're bouncing back and forth with, you know, the feud. We settle it at the pay-per-view. What do you want Jade to do? Come out and tell you, I know who attacked me? Tune in to Monday Night Raw. I'm going to show up and reveal who attacked. Do you want her to come back? I mean, honestly, man, the way the WWE is right now, I'm not intrigued by nothing that they do. All of a sudden, Bianca is bougie as fuck. Naomi is bougie as fuck. Jade Cargill is bougie as fuck. All of them are just like, I don't understand this shit, man. I just don't. They all have the same fucking character, the same personality. Nobody stands out from nobody. They just, you know, people like, what do you call them? They're not the Viking Raiders or whatever their names are. The two big fat bald champions or whatever. I mean, it's like nobody really stands out though. It's nothing to look forward to where you really want to. You know, if they were focusing on putting on great matches, at least we would have that to look at. No, it's like they don't care about the matches so much. It's more like just story. And this whole thing with Cody finishing his story. Okay, what is Cody doing right now? What's the hairy face guy name? Sami Zayn. He comes out. He's begging for this match against Kevin Owens. It's different this time. Now it's personal, blah, blah, blah. Guy comes out. He's telling him, you know, I can't do this. I can't. They go through all of this shit just to do what was inevitable. Telling him if he wanted to take you out to the Raptors and do this, if he wants to power drive you over and over, if he wants to do this, I can't stop him. Like, okay, well, Sami Zayn has the ability to do the same thing, right? Which is what Sami spit back at him, basically. And then he goes into this, okay, you got it, but this is an unsanctioned match. Okay, whatever. There's nothing about this shit, though, that's intriguing. See, I've never been the kind of person that, like I observe what's happening and I absorb everything that's going in. It's okay, connect the dots. And this shit is just like some really terrible storytelling, very lazy storytelling, very elementary storytelling. I mean, even like the way they dress, man. These wrestlers just come to the ring. They don't even look, they just look like the most non-threatening motherfuckers in the world, man. I mean, it's funny because, you know, and let me show you, this is what I mean how biased WWE fans are. Y'all gonna act like in the Royal Rumble, for example, you didn't see Penta, both of his fucking feet touch the fucking floor? When he got thrown out that Royal Rumble, and I purposely didn't bring it up and said, I want to see how many of these fucking people are going to bring this shit up. All these diehard WWE fans that complain about AEW and everything else, right? And listen, when I see AEW, like things I don't like about what I saw, I don't have a problem with saying I don't like something with any fucking company. I like AEW far more than I like the WWE. But at the same time, the things that you guys bitch about is AEW's format is different from WWE's. It's nothing that you like for example, that shit that happened with Thunder Rosa, that was some bullshit. You think I'm going to sit here and say, oh well, what about WWE? No, that's not what it's about. No, what I'm saying is you motherfuckers don't have a leg to stand on because WWE just gives you some bullshit shows, and you guys just because it's WWE biasedly act like you don't see it. Like I said, once again, Penta got thrown out. He held on to the ropes with both of his feet. Not just one. Both them bitches clearly hit the floor. And I'm like, wow. And I believe the only reason they didn't really boo him out the building that night is because he's the new guy. They really like him and he's the new guy or whatever. But bottom line, regardless, both of his fucking feet hit that floor. Both of them. But it's like, you guys are just, shh. Okay. Ivy Nile. I love Ivy Nile. I love watching Ivy Nile. But Ivy Nile has been treated like shit. This woman looks like $1 million, man. She has, look at her, right? Zoe Starks. And what's her name? Her partner name? The MMA chick. I told you that group was trash. And they let the leader go. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Shayna Baszler's the other one, and then the one with the long black hair, that was the so-called leader or the one that put them together. I'm like, damn, what? I don't know what it is with them, man. Zoe Starks, I love Zoe Starks. I can't remember the last time I seen her win. I don't remember the last time I seen Ivy Nile win. Shayna Baszler was a killer when she was in NXT. Her beating Ronda Rousey shows you it really wasn't a passing of the torch. It was purposely trying to make Ronda look bad because they knew Ronda wasn't coming back. What has Shayna Baszler done since she's defeated Ronda Rousey? Absolutely nothing. And they let all these people go. This is going to happen every single year. Get used to it. It's funny because whenever someone is gone from AEW, the first thing y'all start to assume is they come into WWE. Okay, and let's say they go to WWE. So what? To me, it looks like the WWE and their fan base is just happy to make it seem like, or just to be able to say, yeah, they took another one from AEW. Question: what has what's his name? Andrade Idolo or whatever. Andrade, however you say his fucking name. What has he done since he's been back? Absolutely nothing. I forget about that guy until I even see him. And he's done nothing but come back and been in some underwhelming bullshit matches that nobody cares about. He's been a part of no major storylines. He's done nothing. What does he fucking do? Nothing. Who cares? Malachi Black, who's no longer with AEW. So fucking what if he goes back to WWE? Good for them. He's 39 years old. Miro, 39 years old. What are they going to do with them? Just bringing them back, and you guys are happy just to have them back on the roster, but they do nothing special with them? If they didn't do anything special with them in their primes, what are they going to do with them now? What do you think they're going to do with Miro now that they haven't done, in their prime? When they had Miro Day going on, nope, they kept shitting on him. They underutilized him, and he was unhappy, and he left. Keith Lee, all these guys that I look at who these guys are and what they've done, and I look at what they do when they are booked in matches. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, and neither do you. We don't know why these guys are not being used. But every company, TNA just had a bunch of releases not too long ago. Every company, AEW and WWE more recently, everybody is not going to just be accepted in AEW. Everybody's not going to be accepted in WWE and TNA, vice versa. Certain people, yeah, that we want this person, but him or her, no, not really. My point, people, is really simple. As professional wrestling, someone who I don't want to see the WWE go away. I don't want to see AEW go away. I don't want to, even if I stop watching this shit, why would I wish that one of these companies just disappear? For what? So, but my thing is, we speak out because we want to be heard so people can understand. Make the product better. I don't expect any company to hit a home run every single week. This is a perfect show. But this is garbage. And I don't see how any of you grown as adults find this shit even entertaining, man. Like, it's bullshit. And there's no way that you can sit here and accept this shit, but then talk shit about AEW. This is garbage. Pure, hot garbage. Judgment Day is a fucking joke. Ivy Nile, Chad Gable, their group is a fucking joke. Everybody's a bunch of goofballs. Where are the serious groups at? Where are the ass kickers at? What the fuck is Carlito's purpose in even being there? And since when did he become such a fucking chump? What the fuck is Dominic Mysterio's purpose? What? He's like a fucking male cheerleader. What does he do? He had the same role with Rhea Ripley. Just come out, hide behind his woman, can't fight, and does absolutely nothing. He's talking about bringing another member into the group. For what? For what? What's going to happen? Another clown? Are you trying to run a circus? R-Truth is 53 years old. And all he does is play stupid. A 53-year-old man having 20-something-year-old wrestlers and talking to him like he's a kid, punking him, making him look stupid. That's his role, to be a fucking comedian. It's trash, man. Damage control is garbage. Nobody stands out. Nobody is like, who do you really care about? Here's the thing, right? I love Rhea Ripley. They're not doing shit with Rhea. All Rhea does now is come out with the belt over her fucking shoulder, smiling and talking shit. That's what all of them are doing. The ones that they put in matches, like these, I haven't seen a match I gave a fuck about. I'm watching to be entertained. I'm watching because I love the shows. That's what I like. That's what I do. I don't love this shit that they're doing now. It's been garbage. The viewership has dropped off considerably because the product is stale. See, this is always a bad sign. When they want big ratings, let's bring The Rock out, let's bring Triple H out, all in the same show. You know, Ric Flair's not a draw anymore. Hogan, okay, Stone Cold, they can, you know, they can dig in and get him to come out for, you know, but they do the same things. That shows you they don't have any faith in the talent that they have that's full-time wrestlers and shit. What's all this part-time shit with these guys, man? You know, I think Roman's at a point where he'll come back and wrestle for some dates, disappear, come back, wrestle for some dates. That's how I see Roman. Drew McIntyre, I'm getting sick of seeing him. Seth Rollins in his weird-ass clothes, it's like he's another one that, it's like shit is getting stale. You know, Cody Rhodes, his story, all it's nothing's going on. They need a spark. They need to change things around. And I don't understand. Look, Chelsea Green, another goofball. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody is just goofballs. Fucking a wrestling show comes on. Man, look, you know a guy like Manny Pacquiao who's smiling, just like a nice guy, has a different type of personality. You know, he was a different... When you watch boxing or MMA, do you see motherfuckers walk around smiling and shit and acting all diva, all bougie and shit? No. Man, anytime I see this, it's just like, why are you guys smiling? What the fuck are you smiling about? Why are you just... Yeah. Oh, it's crazy. It just doesn't feel like I said, like a kick-ass cinema show. It feels like some watered-down, soft Broadway shit. It just does not have that feel to it. The matches aren't interesting. They're still booking Penta in these slow-paced matches. He's not showing you what he really can do, and his style doesn't suit him, and it sucks. The Jade Cargill storyline sucks. It's all stupid. They're not putting any time into this shit to make it a big storyline, to make it mean anything. They're basically just talking about shit. And Bianca, girl, we got to figure out what happened to my girl, Jade. But first, we got to take care of these tag teams. As I said, do you think that that's Jade's mentality? Motherfuckers took me out. They did this and that. Come back talking about a belt. No, you coming back wanting revenge first. Jade needs to come back and have this feud with whoever attacked her first. Then move on to bigger and better things. This is the preparation. This is my climb now to a singles title or whatever. I'm just saying, man. Whatever way they go with the story. As of right now, this shit is dead. They killed it. I don't care what they tried. They just killed it. And the fact that Nick Aldis, I mean, let's look at it this way. Let's say someone broke into your home, right? A detective comes to your house and show you video, call you down the station and show you footage and say, well, this is what I'm showing you. Yeah, this is the person and what they look like, and just go check them out. Now, they're not going to go check it out. They're going to tell you to go check it out. This is how stupid this storyline has become. I told you I don't think they thought it out well, and they went with a bullshit storyline, and they're just putting shit together, just any stupid thing just to make a story. But it's dumb shit. Okay, that all being said, I really, whatever changes that, what's gonna happen is gonna happen. But like, I really like Ivy Nile. I like Zoe Starks. Bianca, Jade. I like Chelsea Green, but she's a goofball. But I always like Chelsea Green. I'm not too much of a fan of the way. I'm not too fond of the way her character has developed. But even Piper Niven has become a fucking goofball. But I like AJ Styles, Braun Breaker, but man, Rhea Ripley. But there's just like, they're not putting them. They're not doing shit that you care about. Nothing. And you think with John Cena, this is his farewell tour, whatever the fuck. You think that he'd be more involved? They'd have him doing more things, and it's garbage, man. It's garbage. It's pure garbage. It's meaningless, and it's like, let's just shove these things down people's throats. That's what we're seeing. This asshole's doing donuts in the parking lot. Wow. Real smart. But yeah, so I don't know, man, but I have Ivy Nile highlighted on the thumbnail because I really felt like she has so much more to give. They could use her so much different. I mean, with her look, man, and her ability, people sleep on Ivy Nile because of the way she's booked. But Ivy Nile, she has what it takes. Like I said, she was WWE's version of Jordynne Grace before Jordan came there. And now she's getting the Hercules Hernandez treatment. She I remember she had that one feud they built her up when she fought Rhea when Rhea had the championship the first time. Rhea beat her, and ever since then, but they never made a big deal about Ivy Nile. And the fact, like, even like to have Julia, Jordan, and Stephanie Vaquer in the ring at the same time, and they're holding their belts up, and Jordan's looking at both of them like in a way as if like, at some point I'm coming for both of y'all, or one of y'all, for one of those belts. And it's just like, you see this, and I'm looking, and it's just like, I can't really say NXT is any more exciting than anything else, because NXT really, to me, is hard to watch at times as well. But I like Jordan, Julia. I was watching all of them way before they came to WWE, of course, way before, especially Julia. Jada Parker. I mean, there's some people there. Sol Ruka, she's cool. Ricky Starks, I see him show up to a fucking mild ovation. That's like, who the fuck is this guy? He comes over there, and him and Ethan Page, they're actually like not getting along, and they're just arguing back and forth about much of nothing. It was a weak ass segment, and they're trying to make a big deal out of him. He did for them to do the contract signing and all this shit. So they're trying to make Ricky Starks stand out. They're trying to make it's like they want people to feel like, okay, listen, this is Ricky Starks. We want you guys to treat him like a big deal, okay? So clap for him and make noise for him. So we're doing this segment to make you feel like he's bigger than, he's really some really big star. We want to make a big deal out of him. Look, here's the thing. All I see the WWE doing is focusing on people just grabbing the microphone and talk. I could see them using him for his sarcasm. I could see them looking at him using him in a way where, once again, falling into this WWE way of doing things to where he's not doing much of shit. Just talking. All these wrestlers get to the point where they finally get to that championship match and they win. You deserve it. You deserve. But it's like they're not doing anything to really better the product. It's just, we're just watching wrestling. That's all. And I really don't know that any wrestling company out there right now really truly have the confidence to know how to really build wrestling stars that stand out. You know, Mariah May and Toni Storm, I love them too, and how they, transformed her to the Toni Storm character and all. But I mean, yeah, it's more than that. It's more. It's the Wyatt Six. For weeks now, people have been saying, is Alexa Bliss going to come to the Wyatt Six and give them new life? How? Please tell me what the fuck Alexa Bliss could do that's going to make people care about the Wyatt Six. When I told you guys those motherfuckers was going to fall off. You think I said that just to say it? Bo fucking Dallas is supposed to be the new Bray Wyatt. Bo Dallas. And I'm looking at who they have, and it's like, no, man, these are just a bunch of underachievers, a bunch of misfits that have done much and nothing in wrestling, and they're going to use the name of Bray Wyatt. And, and they got Eric Rowan back in there, right? So he's supposed to do what? The Wyatt Six is fucking trash. They're trash. You know how you guys was talking shit about, what was the motherfuckers' names with Evil Uno? The Dark Order? Yeah. The Wyatt Six are no better than the fucking Dark Order. At least the Dark Order was getting cheers and the fans really cared about them. Just like the fans wanted to see Evil Uno in a video game. Nobody gives a fuck about the Wyatt Six, man. It was like, it's an idea. Let's put these guys together. They put them in there. They put Nikki Ash in there. And like I said, throw some paint on their face and make them act crazy. And this is supposed to do what? But what do they do in the ring? Nothing. Karrion Kross. Every time I see this dude, he's approaching someone and arguing with people and scrunching his face up, but does nothing. I don't understand what's supposed to be. Imagine reading a comic book, and on the cover of the comic book, you have like the Incredible Hulk and fucking Thanos going at it, but when you read the comic, there's not one fucking fight scene in it. That's just the way the shit feels, man. Like, so what the fuck is so I gotta wait to part 2 to get a fight? It just does not grab you. It doesn't make you like, it's like you'll watch, but whatever. Or you'll just watch the replay, maybe this is why wrestling is always gonna have that second, third, fourth place mentality, because the work that's put in it, the stories don't get you. And if the wrestling alone isn't enough to get more fans to watch, okay. You got to understand, when they write movies, when they do sitcoms, they have months in advance to write. They have years in advance to do movies. Wrestling is week after week. So the storytelling can't be to the point where it's taken away from the show. But at the same time, it has to be done impactful, and the match needs to basically live up to the hype. And this shit is lacking, man. And people can sit here and want to compare AEW to WWE all they want and talk all this shit about who's the bigger company. And you can do all that all you want, but it's not changing the bullshit that WWE is doing. And the fact that they went from 6 million views to 2.9, yeah, it's a reason for that. Every single week, the numbers decline. Every single week. And guess what? They're probably going to continue to decline. And in fact, here's the thing about it, right? They're still on USA. So it's not like, even if something happened, I mean, they have a deal with Netflix. Look. What I'm saying is, all they did was move Raw to Netflix. And night 1, they felt like what people was going to do is people that normally don't see it or don't watch wrestling was going to see this show and join in. And it's obvious The Rock's presence meant something, and Triple H doesn't do anything. He just comes out and talk. He doesn't wrestle anymore. But from that week on, and then Hogan coming out didn't help anything. But from the second week on, it's just decline. Yet, you're the ones always want to talk about what AEW's ratings were and what they did this week and I keep telling you guys, man, sitting up here trying to compare AEW to WWE. First off, I like AEW far better. But at the same time, one show has nothing to do with the other. So it's not about I'm going to try to make myself feel better about something AEW did by pointing out things that WWE is doing wrong, or vice versa. But that's what people do. The whole point is, any wrestling company that comes in now, you guys are going to put under scrutiny simply because you don't want it to be competition to the WWE. And the most you'll say is, oh, it's better than AEW. Right, just like you guys are saying TNA is better than AEW, yet their ratings is piss poor. You talking about not being able to get 1 million, these motherfuckers can't even get 200 million. They can't get, you understand what I'm saying? And I used to always like TNA. Little by little, TNA just got to the point where it's like, I don't know what the fuck they're doing in TNA a lot of times as well, man. It's a different day and time. The mindset is different, and the shows just feel empty. They just feel empty. And this whole, TNA, NXT, back and forth, it is what it is, man. But it's not intriguing. See, the Forbidden Door concept wasn't being abused by Tony Khan. WWE is abusing this shit. Now, every other week, somebody from NXT is going to go to TNA, or somebody from TNA is going to walk through the door of WWE. NXT. It's overkill. You understand? It's overkill. So they took a concept like Forbidden Door, and we're going to do this shit every other week now. Okay. So it is what it is. But, hey, man, I don't expect everybody that I like to see wrestle like they all of a sudden going to get put on a pedestal or treated differently, even though they do that with certain wrestlers already. But Ivy Nile is one of them for sure, man. Like I said, Zoe Starks is another one. And I don't know. But to me, when I look at Ivy Nile, I have so many different ideas and things for her, like just things I can, imagine her doing in the ring and certain people. But hey, you know what? Hey, it is what it is. And we'll see how things go. We'll see what SmackDown is tomorrow. We'll see what Raw does on Monday. That's all I got for you guys right now. I will catch you on the next one.